Okay, good morning and welcome to Christian Fellowship. My name is Mike, and today is April 5th, 2020. And they extended this stay in your house thing until the end of the month. And so it's going to be a little tough, although I guess we can, the food situation hasn't gone critical yet. And hopefully they get this thing started up again at the end of the month. And it'll take a while to get back online, but and we'll see how the stimulus package or help package comes in for all the people and businesses, and we'll just have to wait and see. So, but today I'm going to give you a little inspiration and try to stick in there. Uh, your best hope is to do a little reading in the Bible, or just sit down and spend some time with the Lord. Just sit quietly. He doesn't require a lot. He just requires you to take some time. And really, he doesn't require that. He asks you. And it's free will, but we can either do it or not. Um, so let me give you a little inspiration to think about today. I'm going to put as many of these up today as I can. And so hopefully this sinks into your mind and helps you with your family, have your wife or kids or your friends or whatever. Listen to some of these and, maybe gives them a little encouragement and hope to go on to the next day. Okay, this was from a book, and there's a daily devotion or inspiration basically. And this is April 5th. It's called The Heart's Interpreter. All right, the interpreter of our heart that was given to us by the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay. And the words say this: rest in me. So this is the Lord asking us to rest in him. Seek this evening time just to be with me. So this is just an evening time, and you can do this during the day and the evening. It's the words can apply to basically any time. The most important thing is just to be with him. Do not feel you have failed if sometimes I ask you to only rest together in my presence. So if you have your family and you sit down with the Bible, even if you just put the Bible down and just sit around the Bible and say, Lord, help us understand your ways. That's all. He's more than capable of doing that. And so you ask, then he is allowed to do it. If you don't ask, you can't, because he gave us free will. He wants to, but he can't. Okay. He goes on to say, I am with you, much with you both, not only at these times, at all times. See, the Lord is with all of us, every moment of our life, from birth to death. If more people could try to accept that and understand it, their lives would take on a whole different perspective, because your mind then would be working along with the spirits that's inside us. That mind. You put those two minds together, you can do pretty much anything, because the spirit's mind is in tune with Jesus' mind. And therefore, he is the creator of everything, the beginning and the end. So you have, even if you had nothing, no place to stay, nothing, you have everything if you have him. Everything. Now, most people can't understand, oh God, you're homeless, you got You're saying you got everything? You really do. Because you can change your situation in a heartbeat. But that's where he wants you right at this moment. Doesn't mean you're going to stay there. But because you turn to him, he can begin to lift you out of that to where he wants you to be. He might keep you there because that's where he's going to use you to help others. You have to surrender the self and turn it all over to him. Okay. You hear my wife in the background. She's talking to her daughter. These apartment walls don't have much insulation. Um, he goes on to say, feel conscious of my presence. Earth has no greater joy than that. I tell you, that is absolutely true. I can testify to that one. Yeah. Back in 2001, his spirit came into a trailer I was in, and I knew he was in it. My wife was in that trailer too. She did not experience the same thing. But I can tell you, when you are in the presence of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, there's nothing but love, peace, and joy. And the joy is off the charts. It's off the charts. Every soul is looking for him. And he knows that. Sometimes he picks some of the worst cases, like me and others. They don't have to be the worst. They could be the best too. I would happen to be the worst. And to give them the gift of salvation. And you just want everybody to know. But then as you try to tell people, you realize that they don't know yet. Even my wife in the trailer, she saw me experience it, but she didn't. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that he did not want her to experience that. It was for me. I shared it with her. So she saw it. She knows it happened. But until a person actually experiences, it's called, I guess the Bible calls it the born again experience. Until you actually experience it, no one can know. All right. He goes on to say, I am the heart's great interpreter. Interprets the feelings of our heart, the sadnesses, the joys, the questions. He interprets all that. Even souls who are the nearest together, two souls living together, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friend, whatever. Even souls who are the nearest together have much in their nature, individual natures, that remain a sealed book to the other, to each other. And only as I enter and control their lives, okay, do I reveal to each the mysteries of the other. Each soul is so different. I alone, is he alone, because he created us, understand perfectly the language of each. So he understands the language of each soul, and each soul is different. And can interpret between the two. And then there's a verse from Psalm 116, verse 7. Return unto thy rest, O my soul, for the Lord hath dealt beautifully with thee. The Psalms are great inspirations. Just listening to them brings peace to you. It's some of those things. Book of Psalms are written by David. Some of them, most of them were written by David. But there are others, people that have written Psalms that are in the Book of Psalms. Everybody thinks it's all David's Psalms, not according to what it says. This was written by so and so. So that's the inspiration. It's, I love the line where it says, and only as I enter and control their lives, two people, two souls, good friends, husband, wife, you know, just two friends, whatever, okay, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Um, and only as I enter and control their lives. You see, the Lord controls everything, really. He gave us free will, and we have free will to make choices. But if it's something that He needs, He has control. He created everything. And we were reading the Bible. I have a friend in Rhode Island. We read the Bible every night, and we've been talking about that for quite a few years, right? And we never got to it. And now we're doing it, and we're really enjoying it. But we just read in the book of Samuel, First Samuel, where they had in one of the chapters it said that the Lord placed an evil spirit onto Saul, who was king at that time, because the Israelites wanted a king, and it offended the God of Israel, Yahweh, because He was their king. Yet because they were more, you have two worlds. You have the spirit world, and you have the flesh world, and they were focused on the flesh world. So they think they needed a king over them to tell them what to do. And take that to today, okay? We have a government that seems to might be wanting to say, we'll take care of you, we'll pay you, but you have to do exactly what we say. Which the cost of that is our Constitution and freedom. I don't think America wants that. Okay? We want to be able to choose our own path. And yet, we should all choose the path that Jesus chooses for us. Because we make too many mistakes. He doesn't make any. His way is perfect. But if you take that situation, surrender the control to Him, He can do wonders in your life. It's very difficult to do. I can easily say it here. It's extremely difficult to do. Because even as much as I try to do it, I'll catch myself. But anyway, in the book of Samuel, that's what, and my friend and I were reading, oh my God, He placed an evil spirit in Saul, so that Saul would be trying to kill David. And of course, Jesus came from the line of David. Jess was David's father from the tribe of Judah. And then David was chosen by Yahweh, God the Father, to be king of Israel. Okay? But he was the chosen. Okay? The Israelites. So Samuel asked Yahweh which one. So he said, give him Saul. And they didn't like a lot of things Saul did, but he was the king. Would have been much better if they had stayed with Yahweh. But anyway, point was that the Lord placed an evil spirit in Saul. And there's other sections, if you go back to Exodus, where the Lord, through Moses, or actually not even through Moses, the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that all the things that Moses wanted, Pharaoh wouldn't give him. This is the kind of control of this God of Israel, of of Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, and Jacob has. Jacob, of course, being Israel, because he changed his name. God changed his name, so you'll be now known as Israel. So we have created in this realm of flesh, we created the land of Israel. We call it Israel. But actually, it's not a land, it's a people. It's Israelites. It's 12 tribes. It was actually probably, if you could consider, because the Levites were one of the, but then they were specifically dedicated to taking care of the Lord's business. So they had no inheritance or anything. Their inheritance was Yahweh, God the Father. So that was, if you want a good one, that's the best one to have. But anyway, that's, you can take the Bible and you can read it and let the Lord interpret with you. He'll teach you what he wants you to know. And stuff he points out to your mind, lifts your level of knowledge of the Bible, and then you can take that knowledge and you can apply it right to today's life in 2020. You can see the same things happen. It's been happening for centuries. The Israelites, if you take the last chapter of Deuteronomy, where Moses does the song, and in that song, it's the Lord through Moses tells the Israelite people, the sons of Israel, 12 tribes, that they're going to disobey him, come back to him, disobey him, come back to him. And they've been doing that right up to today. So that was foretelling the future, right in that chapter. So there's so many good things. So we're going to have a little Bible study today. We got 2 people in our building, and they normally go downstairs on Thursday nights and they read the Bible down there and have a little Bible study. They've been doing that for quite a while there. And because of this situation that's going on, they can't do the Bible study downstairs. So we're going to do it. One lives right next door to us, and the other lives across the hall. So I've given them, I have 2 cell phones. I'm giving each one the number. They're going to call over here. I'll put the cell phones on speaker. I'll put the Bible on audio coming out of the computer. And my wife and I will sit here, all 4 of us will listen to the Bible. We're going to do Matthew, the book of Matthew. We'll do it for an hour. I don't know how many chapters we'll get done in an hour. And if they have any questions, I'll ask the Lord to interpret for us and see what he has to say to us. So this is how it is. And so try to persevere through all this. Try to stay as much. It's if you dwell on the Bible and Jesus, you won't have as much. If you fear and worry, you'll have more peace. If you watch that TV, coming out of that TV off the mainstream media channels, even Fox, you get a mix there, but the other ones, it's all fear mongering. They're telling you one thing, and if you go out, actually, some people, they were coming out saying, "Oh, at this hospital, it's a war zone. There's lines everywhere." Well, one of the people that was listening to that channel got up, went outside, got in his car, drove to that hospital, took his cell phone, and said, "What's going on? There's no people here. All quiet." He went inside the hospital, waiting room, not one person. You turn the TV channel on, they're saying that hospital is a war zone. Why are they lying? That's a definite lie. They're trying to create fear, and they're doing it because people are buying the fear right out of the TV. If you do that, your cortisol levels go up because you're afraid, and the cortisol levels, when they go up, weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to the virus, which is basically a flu. Yeah. So if you have a weakened immune system, like the older people, like myself and my wife and others, then you're more susceptible to catching the flu or something. It's not transferable from person to person. You know, I've seen quite a bit of information on that. It's documented during the Spanish flu. They had two tests. They had 100 that were sick with the Spanish flu and 100 that were not sick with it. And they tried to have the sick group give it to the non-sick group, and they couldn't do it. They did 300. They did 300 tests, 3 tests, 100 in each test. And they could not communicate. They could not give the Spanish flu to those 100 people. They did an injection. They did the body fluids of the nose and the mouth into the other person's mouth and nose, and they did body fluids shot, and then breath. The sick person would breathe out, and the healthy person would inhale their breath from their lungs. Couldn't give them the Spanish flu. Not one of them got sick. Not one. That's documented. So these people are just trying to create more fear. People afraid are easier to control. This is a big change. We're living history, folks. This is history. And we're going through it right now. Hopefully we come out the other side with our freedom intact. It's either we're not going to have the freedom, and then we're going to have to fight for the freedom. Have to try to take it back. But anyway, there's more to talk about that in time, because most people don't believe it anyway. So look at big thing is, that's why it's so important to stay with Jesus, because he'll fight for you. He'll help you. He'll keep you safe. The other sick, the other people in that situation, that's not going to keep you safe. Say all they want to say. It's all empty words. All right. Love, joy, and peace to you. Okay. Jesus is right there with you. He's here with me. He's here with every person out here. We will, God willing, I'll see you in a while probably. I'm going to put as many of these up today as I can. Okay? I put them on YouTube, then I put them over on Facebook, then I put them on Twitter, and then I put them on BitChute. Okay? I guess there's others too. I'll have to. I hear these people, they put them on Gab and other places. I'll have to try to get some of this other places on too. And have a good day. I'll be back. Peace.